broadly speaking, agreed that we need to get on track towards a net zero, climate safe and nature positive future, but we know this will not be easy. And we're going to need to change behaviors of both individuals, but also the way that our industries and corporations and also our governments work and practice. We're going to need to do this through a mixture of carrots and hopefully perhaps not so many sticks, and some kind of mix. And there's a very active and live debate as to how we go about this. But we're likely to see an increasing move towards a more stick-like interventions into the future as things worsen if we're not able to act.
This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, will witness the signing of a memorandum of understanding on a strategic partnership between the UN and the World Economic Forum, which outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to jointly accelerate the implementation of the 2030 agenda.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you if you take a genetic editing.
Again, I think that the biggest question maybe in economics and politics of the coming decades will be what to do with all these useless people.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
We are advocating to think about this world of digital money as a global public good. When protocols are agreed, this public platform can connect different CBDCs.
Ripple does work with a number of central banks around the world. We've publicly announced some of them. And we're in the phase of kind of testing, experimenting, and they're issuing their central bank issued digital currencies on the XRP ledger.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold. Bitcoin is an international asset.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. Do not forget CME opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And then, of course, in the morning, once yield rates start moving and the stock market opens, stocks will move again. Now, we have spot trading pairs decline across exchanges. Also, we have Bitcoin whales continue to buy. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates on Friday, which were slightly up. The dollar, which was slightly down. And in crypto, our volume is slightly down also. And then we have Tether, USDC, and then we have the Fed. Repo at 1.8 trillion. And guys, we know we haven't been there in a while, but we know why. Janet Yellen is tapping it in order to get those funds back into the retirement accounts without crashing the market. So we definitely know the plan. And then we have Janet Yellen going over to China. And you know you're going to have articles playing the Hegelian dialectic. Some saying, oh, she's smoothing out the relationship. And some say China is preparing for the drums of beating. And we know that's the one that's correct. China is preparing for the drums of beating. And we already know the decoupling that is already happening. We have the BRICS nations. We have Belt and Road. And the United States is on the outside looking in. And guys, we know the reason why. Because they want the fall of America to Babylon 2.0 and that United States world reserve currency to fall. There's no way that the fiat money would be able to exist in a digital world. So remember, the central banks are raising rates and run off the balance sheet in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And speaking of the metaverse, in 2024, the European Commission is going to be testing virtual worlds, Web3, and integrating protocols of the top crypto platforms. And guys, like I told you, the emerging markets are going to flip that switch in 2024, and the United States and Europe will follow in 2025. We definitely see Europe as ahead on regulation, but remember, the United States and Europe is behind the emerging markets in China because this is a part of a plan. Remember, it moves in phases. So let's rewind. Let's go back to the beginning. We had the C word. They brought in all the technology, money printing, and allowed people to sit at home, which caused all this inflation. Now they're raising rates to fight the inflation that they caused, bringing in more technology, and we have the small banks and small companies crumbling, closing up. And of course, we have the big corporations laying off. And we had these companies addicted to 0% interest rates, free money. Now we're going to see even more layoffs over the next 2 years. And while we're getting those layoffs, we're going to see the robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy. And of course, they already tested the free money. So universal basic income for everybody. But this time, this money is programmable, telling you what, where, and when and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. Agenda 2030 has definitely been moved up. Tell your friends and family to wake up because they do not want to be caught on the wrong side of history. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale sent about $25.2 billion on Friday. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have XRP grow strong in Q2 despite SEC lawsuit concerns. And guys, I've done several videos on XRP and XLM protocol and others. They're not the only ones. But guys, this technology changes the game. There's no way that these small banks can survive when you have real-time settlement and they're cutting out the fees. But just like small businesses run America, small banks help small businesses. So we know there's no way they're going to be able to survive in these economic times. It's only going to get worse. And that's the reason why the Fed stated it wanted to keep rates higher for longer so it destroys it automatically. They don't have to do anything. Eventually, it's going to crumble. And remember what Klaus Schwab stated. We're in a fragmented world, and they're breaking it up on purpose, so therefore they can bring in the fourth industrial revolution. And unfortunately, guys, we look at technology. It can be used for good or evil, and we know this technology is in evil hands. And that's the reason why my people perish from the lack of knowledge. Not because it's not there, because they reject it. And we know the Most High rejects his children. We know a lot of people on social media with these big accounts know the truth about this technology, but they refuse to give it. But you know, when it comes to the crypto teacher, I give you the truth, none but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.